Generic greetings! Time for a bit of the old ultra-violence, and as always, what I've done is change the regime to yard time. The policy has been changed so that nobody gets punished for anything that they do. We go to the programs and we stop every single program running because we don't need any of that. There we go. Right, and we'll just speed up to max speed, and we're going to see just what happens when the prisoners get treated like crap and then they kick off. Now, I don't know exactly what's going to happen because this is the first time I believe that I've done a fight club where it's actually raining outside. So you can see there's a massive requirement for warmth, I'm guessing. If I go to need, you can see, look at that. There's a huge warmth need on critical for over nearly 60 prisoners now. There you go. It's just hit over 60. So over 60 prisoners are shouting about warmth. There's a lot of high comfort need, understandably, and the clothing need is high because obviously it's pissing down and they're all wet. So all of these prisoners have to sort of sit in the yard. A lot of them are pissing themselves. They don't have food or anything like that. And then what's going to happen eventually, once they just get totally pissed off, they're going to initiate riot. Now, I do have a fair number of guards. If I just go to my staffing, you can see that I've got 52 guards in total. So actually, let's just fire several of them. And we'll fire some of them as well. There we go. We're down to a reasonable 29. That includes armed guards as well. Armed guards being over here in the armory. Now, I'm really interested to see if these guys kick off and then go to the armory, because they'd have to go through security, through all of this, through the two areas where we've got kennels and more security room, finally into there. So in order to do that, they're going to have to really dig deep and go through it. But we'll see how it goes. But we haven't actually got a lot of prisoners in here, even though it's a medium-sized prison. I think it's an 80 by 80 prison. Hang on, let's have a quick look. We'll go over measurements, and we can see it is whoa, actually 150 by 150. Oh, of course, it's 120. Yes, so it's actually wider. It's wider because it doesn't count the road and stuff. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, yeah, it's a medium-sized prison. You can see there's actually some fighting already. We'll put normal speed here. There's some fighting already. But yes, the whole point is that it's a medium-sized prison, but with actually a fairly low capacity. We've got a total capacity of 147, but that's including the protective custody of 4 and the parental capacity of 24. So there's 28 prisoners that are going to be essentially in separate areas. You know, we've got these family cells in here. We've got the protective custody in here. There you go. So, we've had a bit of violence over here. We've got a tough prisoner that's currently unconscious. Not tough enough, apparently. We've got people shouting. We've got tasers going off. Obviously, a lot of guards coming along to tase them. That's actually going to help out in the long run, because what that'll do is keep the boiling point is keep still quite high. What you want is you want it to get to a critical mass and then explode like a pressure cooker, rather than to get to a point and then a couple of people kick off and you get, like, say, 10 people rioting and then that get put down. And then the same thing again. You want to slowly increase up to the explosion point. Currently, 109 prisoners have serious complaints. I'm guessing because it's -2 and they've been forced to just stand outside. Yes, that's probably what's happened there. Now, remember, every time they get tased, what they'll probably do is they'll be taken to the infirmary. In fact, you can see some of them in the infirmary. They'll get healed up, and then they will come back and sit in the yard again. Because, remember, we're not punishing them for anything. We're just allowing them to pretty much do what they want, and then we move them over. Go back and forward. A lot of them are shouting for clothing needs. A lot of them have, you know, like, personal needs to take care of, like going to the toilet and shower, and obviously there'll be a high food need as well. We'll just go over to our needs. We can check and see that, yeah, there's a massive hygiene need, a massive warmth need. It's actually one of the few times I've seen the warmth. I've never seen the warmth need be so high, at critical as well. Look at that. 113 prisoners are furious they can't meet this need at all. Well, they are sitting outside in the snow and have been doing so for about a day now. Hygiene is up there. Bladder and bowels going up. Sleep is obviously going up as well. Pretty much all the needs apart from freedom, because they're very free. They can do what they want, and, you know, they can happily start fighting, and then they get tased, and then they get brought back. So they're not getting told off for it. And we've also got environmental need, which is none, because it's actually clean outside, and you know, there's no alcohol need or drugs need. Not really. There's a bit of literacy need, but obviously that's not really anything of note. Exercise is actually mediocre, because, you know, they are wandering around in the yard and doing what they want. I'm very surprised, however, it hasn't kicked off. This is interesting. And, oh, we've got one death. We've had a death already. A prisoner there. And that prisoner is dead. And they don't actually have any murdered with a prisoner with scissors. And there's actually one of the mothers wandering around as well, look. There you go. And they are, not unsurprisingly, running away and going into the family cell and hiding away there. I'm not surprised. I wonder what will happen if we change this prisoner, Michaela Platter, which is a snitch. If we go to minimum security. Because what will happen is she'll be now assigned to a cell, which means she then has to come outside and come here. What's going to happen? What do you reckon is going to happen? I reckon we'll have a death very, very shortly. Is that a guard repairing a tree? Yes, it says tree 71% damage and he's using a screwdriver to repair the tree. I've never seen that before. How would you repair a tree? I mean, if it's got like a break, you could always like splint it up and it would probably fix it. We've had a death. Oh look, what a surprise. Michaela Platter dead, killed for being a snitch. I wonder why they've been in solitary all this time. Yes, you could splint a tree up. But I don't know, you wouldn't use a screwdriver for it. Interesting. Anyway, it really isn't booting off. So what we have to do is take matters into our own hands. We'll go to intake and we'll say maximum on the max sec. And we'll just say all available and we'll just receive 100 max sec prisoners. And if that doesn't do it, then I don't know what will. You can see there is one suppressed and compliant. Many prisoners with serious complaints. A lot saying they're being unnecessarily searched. That's a good thing. We can actually do a shakedown and see what happens. That'll really piss prisoners off. That'll really do it, probably. I mean, they're already massively pissed off. Look at the danger level. I'm very surprised it hasn't rioted. In fact, I don't know why it hasn't rioted. Danger level is max. It can't get any higher. They're just not kicking off and fighting. We also have gangs as well, remember? One red gang member, 5 green gang members, 2 blue. So you would think they'd boot off, it will. And now the danger level's going down. 53 prisoners being calmed recently. Well, I know the taser's got a calming effect because it, I wouldn't say it's got a calming effect, actually. I would say it's got more of a, what the hell's happening there? Oh! That's interesting. There's a prisoner here, Haley Hurdley, who's currently stripped off and started stabbing everybody with a pair of scissors. The guard has been killed. The dog's been injured, as has the doctor. Oh no, it was just her. Interesting. I guess she was on behavioural therapy. Why when I left click does it move that contraband stuff? I don't know. Yeah, danger level's going down. I wouldn't really call a taser having a suppression effect, or calming effect rather. Perhaps a stunning effect. There's another death. In here somewhere. Visitor. Oh my. They look quite young as well. They've been murdered inside here. Looks like Abigail France. Wow, unconscious. Escape, attacked staff, escape attempt, destruction, serious injury and murder. So there's no riots, but there's just a lot of violence all over the place. Little skirmishes, unconscious, people knocked out, tasered, murder now and again. There's more tasers. If we didn't have tasers, then this thing would probably be kicking well off. But because we do have tasers, it really is knocking the suppression down. I said earlier that the best thing to do is to have a little bit of it, because it slowly increases everybody to a point where they all explode and you just go, right, it's riot time, let's go. But it looks like we've got just too many tasers, and it's not letting it tip over that edge, or if it is, we've got the calming effects, as it calls them. 21 prisoners are well treated, or maybe abused. Yes. You see that there? I don't know if you saw that. This person here, Elena Beckwith. Is it Beckwith? Yes. She was doing a bit of violence. She then went, ah! And then, started punching everybody. Got stopped. Where are they going now? They're just running around naked. No, they are swearing. They're trying to fight. And now they're just being tased. Yeah, what happened is they were fighting in here. They got tased. They got healed up. And as soon as they got healed, they just went, right, shit off. Ah! Attack everybody. So I don't know what's going on. Danger level's still going down. Still finding a lot of contraband, as one might imagine. 895 places to search. I'm going to stop the search because it's not really doing anything. It's not really putting the danger level up to max. You can see there's been little fights in the laundry here. We've got fighting in there. That pool table was damaged. Looks like it's repaired now. We've got all kinds of mess all over here. You know, we've got sick and we've got wee all over the place and other bodily fluids and stuff. You can hear the tasers going off there. You can't really see because it's so dark. Could put some lights in, but then we'd have to light them up because we'd have to actually connect them with power. We're on max speed because I want to get these prisoners. So we got... there's another death. Yeah, there you go, doctor. Is that the same person? Elena Beckwith. Look, she gets knocked unconscious. Right, what'll happen is she'll be taken in here. There you go. She'll be healed up. And then she'll run out, and then she'll start fighting again. This is why you punish prisoners. Because look, they've done it. Right, they're knocked out unconscious. They've almost broken through the jail door, and all that's going to happen is, for a start, we're going to take the doctor back to there to heal up, and then no, it doesn't really have this doctor. I was going to say they're going to treat them. I was going to say they don't have any grudges or anything like that because they were going to heal that person. But we'll see what happens. They'll take them inside here. Right, there we go. We will fully heal them up, and then they'll come straight out. Oh no! Oh yeah, there we go. Now they've started fighting, and then we're going to punch the TV. But then no, they got shot again. That is a gang member. What gang are they with? 25 years, including murder, and assault. An ex-husband. Maybe that was why they're an ex. And also, hang on. Also, a son, 2 sons. Yeah. And yeah, tased again. Gang member. Doesn't say what gang they're on. Doesn't say what gang. Oh, well. So, any second now we're going to receive loads more prisoners. A lot more prisoners. And obviously we're going to search. Actually, we're not even going to search them. I'll pause it for a second. Go to rooms, and we're going to clear this off. There you go. We don't want to actually receive... Or if we do receive... There's a nice little Polaroid. If we do receive prisoners, we don't want them to be searched. You know, they're going to get searched generally because they're going through the metal detector anyway. But... they'll go through the metal detector and then they'll get through the dogs and stuff. So they will get searched if we find anything. But at the moment, we don't want them to be a proper strip search because we want to bring more tools and weapons into this one. We're going to go over to intelligence and then informants, and we can see that we've got snitch, ex-law enforcement, we've got gang members, we've got all different types of things. There's gang members. If we go over to this, we can see that again we've got now a lot more gang members. We've got a total of 6 red gang members, 11 green, 9 blue. Looks like blue has overtaken the green ones. I know when gang members were first brought in, look at that. How come the danger level is so low, even though they're just sitting around the yard? I think it's because they can sit down. It's because they can fulfill needs. So, what I'm going to do is dismantle all of this. I have nothing in the yard. Or maybe it's the sound of the arcade machine. Keeping them entertained, because you can hear it about 6 counties away. It's so loud, or it's so distinctive. Anyway, there's a lot of people trying to come in here. I'm trying to click on the door, but that's not happening. I don't know why, but there's no... it's because we've got so many guards patrolling. We've got so many guards patrolling that there's none free to wander around. Okay. Okay, new plan. Deployment, guard patrols. We'll stop it. Same as dog patrols. We'll cancel a lot. And then we'll let it crack on. Takes ages to cancel it all. Look at the money we got. Look at the bank balance. It's because we received all these prisoners. You can see they've got a massive clothing need. They've got a lot of, I'm guessing, warmth need as well. Yeah, look at warmth need, clothing need. A lot. Yeah. More gang members. All sorts. Got some clones as well. 1, 2... 3, 4 prisoners who've got the exact same, like, face. Well, I guess there's only a certain amount of sprites, isn't there? So apparently danger level is just fine. Just nobody's really bothered about fighting, to be honest with you. They're all just standing outside. They've been out there for nearly 2 days, but, you know, whatever. Obviously, these prisoners are going to be actually problematic. They're going to be brought in. I'm going to have to pause it a second, go to rooms, go to holding cell, and change something like that to a holding cell. Because we currently... oh, we don't have a bench in. Bench. We currently don't have anywhere to put the prisoners. I'm just doing that just so they bring them inside, because otherwise they might leave them outside, you see, because there's nowhere to technically put them. Some more deaths in the centre here. There you go. That's dead, murdered by prisoner. No reason for it, just they're dead. No gang violence. Gonna force that as a build. Danger level's still going up. There's the rain, so that'll fulfill the shower need, probably. Not the warmth need, but maybe the shower need. So this is there's a holding cell. So that's now technically a holding cell, right? So it means that we can bring all the prisoners in. But they're still just sitting around out there. We've got 213 prisoners of a maximum of 146, but remember that the total shared capacity is 146. Sorry, shared capacity is 118. Never mind shared. Little skirmishes going along on the place, but no massive violence. I mean, this is a female prisoner, and they have done broad sweeps to differentiate the male and female prisoners. Like, the female prisoners are less likely to riot, I believe, and less likely to have extreme violent tendencies and traits. But it doesn't mean they don't have them. There's just a general shift, just to make it different. But at the moment, it really doesn't look like they want to kick off. And they have every reason to do that. I mean, they've got, as you can see, they haven't actually got many hygiene needs. Because they haven't got many hygiene needs because they're essentially, well, getting rained on. Their bladder and bowels are essentially getting taken care of because they're outside and they're now just going, crap, we're going to have to go on the floor. Very high warmth need, understandably, because it is minus 2 degrees and it's raining, so it actually should be snow. Should it? No, it can't. It doesn't necessarily mean that. And comfort needs high, recreation, family all needs high, sleep and food are very high, as one might imagine, critical in fact. The reason why it's only halfway is because a lot of the prisoners we've received obviously will not, they haven't been in here so long, so they won't have the need about this level. But it is starting to get a little bit more eventful now. You can hear it sort of kick off there. Danger level is going up. We are slowly managing to bring these people in. What I'm going to do, because I can, is do this, right? And just hire loads of guards just to bring them in. So they're all just going to be brought in, they're all just going to be escorted over to their cells in here or whatever, and then they'll be allowed to, go into the yard, you see. And then I'll fire lots of guards. There you go, there's a train of inmates getting down through here into there, and as soon as they go there, they immediately have to turn around and then go all the way into the yard. There you go. Slowly going back up again, this danger level. 163 prisoners have serious complaints. It should be the entire population of the prison, really. Another death. There's a riot. We finally got it. 50 prisoners. Okay, so what I'll do, staff, what I want to do is fire all the guards. Not all the guards, but I want to fire some of the guards back down to what we had before. I think it was about 20. Okay, so the riot's actually been stopped. The riot didn't last long, did it? Oh my good grief. Right, okay. I didn't catch exactly what happened, but it looks like the riot was not necessarily to escape, it was just a fight. And we've got 14 prisoners dead. And the ones that aren't dead are either unconscious, look at all of that, or they are like cuffed or wandering around. I guess that means like everybody in the prison, I know. But what I mean is that, oh my god, I forgot to turn intake off. Oh well. What I mean is that the riot kicked off. Most people everybody started fighting. There was 14 deaths. There was then loads of people knocked out because they essentially just knocked each other out, or the tasers went off and the guards beat the crap out of them, which we did have a lot of guards. And then the ones that weren't dead or unconscious were sort of like a bit worried. and hid away. Looks like the centre here is getting taken over. It is actually taken over now, this centrepiece. So what I'll do, I'm going to get that guard to have a little wander in. I've ordered him in. He's not going in. Get a guard. You, go in there. See, the guard won't go in. Yeah, they have now. They wandered through. You can't order them in an area. They're just like, nope, 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 nope. I'm not going to go in there, which is sort of understandable. But they now happily walk through by their own accord, so they've taken it back over. So we have a total of 224 prisoners. And danger levels going down. Well, that's what you get, apparently. So it shows you there is differences in the riots. I mean, it's a very, very small sample set, and you know, it's not really statistically relevant because I've only really done 1 or 2 riots in female prisons, but it does seem to act differently to their male counterparts. You know, male prisoners tend to boot off and smash everything, where these ones it was sort of a fight between each other, and then sort of trying. I'm guessing all these escaped. That's why they're all around here. They probably tried to escape, you see. But also remember, this is a mixed prison, so we've got low, medium, and high risk, as well as the family members as well, which won't be involved in this. I don't think they'll almost certainly be in their family cells, or they might actually go in here. There might be 1 or 2 around here. Do we have any? It doesn't say. It doesn't actually report. It shows you the max capacity, but it doesn't show you how many of those prisoners you have. Well, the danger level's gone right down to nothing. I think we'll leave it there because essentially there's nothing more I can do to make it right. I mean, I could wait a bit longer, but I mean, all that's going to happen really is they're probably going to do another fight, another couple of blitz outs maybe, but we're not going to get the massive riot that we were not really hoping for, because I don't really want a huge riot in these. What I want to do, the whole point of the fight clubs is to build a prison, which we've done previously, and then make it, just break it, put it under the strictest possible. Oh, hang on, this changes things. Incoming call. A fire is started in the kitchen. And the chief, according to some of our guards, a new radio host on the station, prisoners listen to say a lot of things riling them up. Oh, it might be worth removing radios. That's a new event, that. So that event there is actually, like a increase of the danger level of the prisoners. But that's not really relevant because the danger level is going up and doesn't really do anything. And I was going to say that actually this will be really interesting. I want to see what happens when the prison sets on fire and then completely burns down, and I was going to leave it to do that. But the one and only time I actually put sprinklers in the kitchen and we wanted a fire, well, the sprinklers put it out. So, yeah. We got 33 deaths, and I don't know why. Wow. Is this gang warfare, or is this just them kicking off? It's a lot of deaths. It's a lot of deaths. As I was saying previously, yeah, there is differences, it looks, between the different types of prisoners, as well as the gender of the prisoners as well, which you would expect, but you'd have to do a lot of tests of like mixed, and then just low, and then high, and then just some medium, and then maybe low and high, and medium and high, and medium and low, and then the different genders of prisoners. Apparently, a very dark chapter in the history of this prison. Far too many people died. Essentially, if we get 5 more deaths, I end up in my own prison due to criminal negligence. Which, yeah, I've got 24 hours for them to... Well, if I get 5 deaths in the next 24 hours, I get put in my own prison. Which is something I'm not overly keen on, but I don't know the last time that actually happened. Well, we'll see what happens, because there's probably going to be some violence. Because we've got still 213 prisoners. They're all outside. They're all just wandering around. You can hear fighting. There you go. A lot of these prisoners obviously getting taken to the morgue because there's these bodies littering the floor. They're all cuffed up. Now, the reason that is, it just says at the bottom right there, all of the available... I can't. There's people moving across. All of the available cells are too high quality for this prisoner. Well... That's why we've got the holding cell. But they're not putting them there. I think what's happened, because they were brought in before the holding cell was placed, it's now trying to place them because it doesn't reassign them. Which is a shame. What I'm going to do, I'm firing all the guards. There you go. No more guards. Alright? So, if these prisoners decide to kick off, then obviously it's going to go and there's nothing going to put it down. Nothing's going to stop the riot or just the fighting. And also, I want to see what happens. Well, I know what's going to happen, but I want to see what happens when we get to 5 deaths in total. So let us see if it's actually going to happen. Yeah, like I said, the objective is not... Well then, I don't know why there's an explosion when we get 1 death. It's because of this thing here. There's another one. There's another one there. There's another one. And there's almost certainly going to be another one here. And there you go. Yeah, the objective of this is not to make it right, but just to see what would happen. So failure. Failure. Don't say we didn't warn you. You have been found guilty of criminal negligence because of the recent events here. You will now spend the next 10 years in prison as punishment for your crime. Your own prison, good luck. There you go. So this is us. Burgess 1871686. So female warden as well. I don't think we picked a female warden. That's an interesting one. Oh, it doesn't matter. No, it's the other way around. I was thinking that the warden would be the one that was coming into the prison and would then be put in the cells, but it's not because you're the architect. So you're the one that chooses the warden and stuff. It's actually not the warden's fault. It's my fault. He's the architect, apparently. Either way, we're standing outside. There's a lot of prisoners coming in here, a lot of family members, a lot of standing outside. But because we've got no guards, I can essentially wander around and do my own thing. Nobody's going to stop me. I can't escape, and I'm in limbo now because there's no guards to take me in there. There's no guards to stop me, but I can't escape. It looks like that prisoner is trying to attack a fence with... No, they're attacking a... They're attacking a door with a pair of scissors. Which, either they're trying to hack the door, in which case they're not doing a very good job, or they are trying to battle their way through it. And you can see both these doors are opening up. And it looks like we're going to get some escapes here. There you go, look. They're battering open that main door. And there's nothing I can do about it. Nothing I want to do about it. I'm like, yeah, come on. Yeah, let's go. Charge, run, run, run. Apparently these shackles have one of the big ball and chains on it, so I can't escape. That's been a bit of the old violence, bit of the old Ultramarines, bit of Fight Club, whatever. And, yeah. Interesting one, actually. Different. It's not just a massive riot. It's a different one. I've got this prison to myself now, and I can go where I want. Apart from here, because the door won't open and no guards will... Oh, no, I can. And look at this. I'm actually walking... I'm walking through a restricted area, and nobody's there to stop me, so I can go where I want. So essentially, eventually I will get inside one of these offices, and that'll be my cell. So, yeah, it's a bit... It's been interesting, that one. Different, at least. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.